Listen to this. This is Italian Prime Minister Giorgia Meloni listening to what she said to Emmanuel Macron, the French president, and European leaders that have been in Africa exploiting our mineral resources. Listen.
They let Emmanuel Macron elect leaders for them, who said at a certain point that they were disgusting, cynic, because they closed their ports. Perfect. This is called the CFA franc. It is the colonial moleta that France prints for 14 African nations, to which it applies seigniorage, and by virtue of which it exploits the resources of this nation. This is a child who works in a gold mine in Burkina Faso. Burkina Faso is one of the poorest nations in the world. For Burkina Faso that has gold, France prints colonial money. In exchange, it demands that 50% of everything that Burkina Faso exports end up in the coffers of the French treasury. The gold that this child crawls into a tunnel to pull out mostly ends up in the coffers of the French state. So the solution is not to take Africans and move them to Europe. The solution is to free Africa from certain Europeans who exploit it and allow these people to live off what they have.
It is really so sad that
First and foremost, I want to give all praises, glory, and honor to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem Kakodash. Double honors to the apostles and the elders of Great Millstone. Salutations to the icon pushing his truth with sincerity, charity, risking their lives and freedom to do so. I'm the brother Eli, and I will be going in this pistol about Ibrahim Traore, which has become very popular in these days. And he is the leader of Burkina Faso, the nation of which you've seen in this here video that I had showed in the intro. And we're just going to talk about it with Joel 3:9. It says, "Proclaim ye this among the Gentiles, prepare war, wake up the mighty men, let all the men of war draw near, let them come up, beat your plowshares into swords, and your pruning hooks into spears, let the weak say, I am strong." And that's what I wanted, because all over the world, it's not just in the continent of Africa, it's in West Asia, it's all over the world, where the smaller powers are turning up and having a certain rebellion against U.S. imperialism, the French imperialism, the British imperialism. They're having a way about where they're tired. They're tired of their oppressors, and they no longer want to deal with them. And you have the BRICS supporting these kind of countries, which is the Brazil, Russia, India, China, and South Africa. They're supporting these countries in their, how you say, rebellion against the countries that used to have power over them, and they no longer, these smaller countries no longer want to deal with the bigger guys. And that's a very bad thing for countries like the U.S. and France and so forth, these Western nations or Western countries, right? And the point was really in 10. But yeah, this is all leading to this. The world is turning against it's turning against, especially America. It's turning against the beast, which would be that Europe or EU, and it's turned against that whore that rode on the beast, which is America, Mystery Babylon. And why is that? Righteously so. It says, Ecclesiasticus, also known as Sirach, verse 21-8. He that builded his house with other men's money is like one that gathered himself stones for the tomb of his burial. So you heard the prime minister of Italy. And the funny thing about these wicked kingdoms is that they all snitching on each other. They call it whistleblowers. They all snitching on each other. They pointing the finger at each other like the Spider-Man meme. They all pointing the finger. Because you could imagine the minister, prime minister of France, or president, or whatever he may be, he probably pointing the fingers back like, hold on, Italy, you was there with me stealing from them. So what you trying to, not to say that that's exactly what happened, but they all snitching on each other. They all telling. And it's coming out. And forgive me for laughing, because it's hilarious when you think about it. But yeah, they have been living off of these other people that they have conquered and beat in previous wars. And in the wars that they beat these people in, it wasn't even a fair fight. It was a cheat to this day, like what's happening in the land of Palestine. A bunch of women and children getting marred, unarmed people getting slaughtered, right? It was no fair square when they took these people's resources. They have ill dealings with these smaller countries. And that's why I said let the weak say I'm strong, because now you have these countries that were once afraid of America and the West and like-minded places of the West, but now they standing up, and they're tired of the West and their ways, coming with their democracy. And when they leave, like how they left Libya and Syria and other countries, the countries be doing well until that democracy coming, and they left in poverty. They left in poverty. They kids want to be homosexuals. Their daughters want to be harlots. They had a free health care before democracy came and blew them up and took their resources. Just been going around robbing the world. And who's been doing this stuff? Esau Edom, the self-proclaimed white man, is at the top of this thing, man. Especially the tribe of Amalek among Esau Edom, which is the small hats, the 1948ers, the settlers. They all had their hand in all this robbery. That's why they had all the riches today. Not because they work hard. No, they steal hard. They real good at stealing and robbing. They've been going around the world saying, break yourself. And now it's turned against them. Because now they all snitching on each other. Right? Let's get that Jeremiah 22:13. Woe to him that builded his house by unrighteousness, and his chambers by wrong, that useth his neighbor's service without wages, and giveth him not for his work. Yeah. There you have it. Woe to him that builded his house in unrighteousness. They didn't righteously build their house with hard work. These countries today have been living it up luxuriously off the backs of less fortunate individuals all over the world. They have been robbing, raping, and murdering, and their time is up, and the world sees that. The weak countries, the weak nations they're not afraid anymore, because they don't have anything to lose. You done pushed them all the way to the edge, and now they ain't got no choice but to retaliate, but to cut you off, but to stop messing with you. And as you see, it's really working, because You're seeing the inflation in the West. You're seeing the prices go up in the West. And nobody wants to deal with the West anymore. So Lord willing, this was edifying. I want to give all praise, glory, and honor to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai. Shalom.